What if the foods you thought were healthy were actually raising your blood pressure? Many older adults are careful about salt, but that's just the beginning. There are common foods hiding in your fridge or pantry that can silently increase your blood pressure, even if they look harmless on the label. Some of these are marketed as low-fat or heart-healthy, but they may be packed with sodium, hidden sugars, or dangerous additives that affect your cardiovascular system over time. If you or someone you love is managing hypertension after age 60, knowing these hidden threats could literally save a life. If you care about your health after 60, this is a video you'll want to watch till the end. High blood pressure, or hypertension, is one of the most common health challenges among people over 60. It increases the risk of heart attacks, strokes, kidney damage, and even cognitive decline. While medication can help, lifestyle, and especially diet, plays a major role in keeping blood pressure under control. Unfortunately, many seniors unknowingly consume foods that seem innocent but can quietly sabotage their progress. The issue isn't just salt from a shaker. It's processed foods, sauces, snacks, and even healthy meals that are loaded with hidden ingredients that may raise your blood pressure over time. Understanding which foods to avoid is just as important as knowing what to eat. With the right information, seniors can make safer choices and potentially reduce their dependence on medication while improving overall well-being. Canned soup seems like the perfect meal for a cold day, convenient, comforting, and often marketed as light or healthy. But for seniors with high blood pressure, it's one of the most misleading food choices on the shelf. Because a single serving of canned soup can contain anywhere from 700 to over 1,200 milligrams of sodium. And most people eat the whole can, which often has 2 servings. That's more sodium than what the American Heart Association recommends for an entire day. High sodium intake causes the body to retain water, which increases blood volume. This puts added pressure on blood vessel walls, forcing the heart to work harder. Over time, this extra strain can damage arteries and increase the risk of heart disease and stroke. You might think buying low-sodium or reduced-sodium versions solves the problem. But even those can still contain around 400 to 600 milligrams per serving, still high for someone who needs to stay under 1,500 milligrams of sodium per day. Many seniors enjoy soup because it's easy to digest and simple to prepare. But homemade versions, using fresh vegetables and herbs, are a safer option. You can control the salt, avoid preservatives, and still enjoy the warmth and comfort without risking your heart. Pickles are often viewed as a tangy, low-calorie snack, and fermented foods are praised for their gut health benefits. But if you have high blood pressure, pickles and similar preserved vegetables can be a hidden danger in your diet. Most pickled vegetables, whether it's cucumbers, kimchi, or sauerkraut, are made using large amounts of salt. This salt not only preserves the food but also gives it that distinctive sour flavor. The problem is that just one medium dill pickle can contain over 800 milligrams of sodium. That's more than half of the ideal daily intake for seniors with hypertension. What's even more concerning is how easy it is to overeat them. Because they're small, people often eat several at once, not realizing they've consumed over 1,500 milligrams of sodium in just a few bites. Some people think rinsing the pickles underwater or choosing natural versions reduces the risk. While that may lower sodium slightly, it's rarely enough to make a significant difference. The salt is already absorbed deep into the vegetable cells. If you enjoy fermented foods, there are safer alternatives. Try low-sodium versions, or better yet, learn to ferment your own using controlled salt levels. And always read the nutrition label. Just because a product looks healthy or says Probiotic doesn't mean it's heart-friendly. Managing hypertension doesn't mean giving up all flavor. It means being strategic and reading the fine print. Sandwiches may seem like a light and easy meal, especially for seniors who want something quick. But the meats that often go into them, ham, turkey slices, roast beef, salami, are often loaded with sodium and preservatives that can significantly raise blood pressure. Deli meats are typically cured with sodium nitrate and salt to preserve flavor and shelf life. Even a few thin slices can contain over 500 to 800 milligrams of sodium. And when you add cheese, bread, condiments, and chips on the side, a simple lunch can exceed 2,000 milligrams of sodium in one sitting. But it's not just the salt. These meats also contain additives like phosphate preservatives, which may harm kidney function, a dangerous combination for older adults who are already at higher risk of kidney disease and cardiovascular complications. Some brands market their meats as low sodium, but the reduction is often minimal. And because processed meats lack water and fiber, they make your body more likely to retain salt. This adds to the blood volume and forces your arteries to work harder. What's the alternative? Try freshly cooked lean meats like chicken breast or fish, without added sauces. Or, consider plant-based protein options like hummus, lentils, or grilled tofu, which can be seasoned with herbs rather than salt. Remember, when it comes to your heart, what you don't eat can be just as important as what you do. Frozen meals are a staple in many senior households, affordable, easy to store, and ready in minutes. But behind the convenience lies a major health trap, especially for those managing high blood pressure. Most frozen dinners, even the ones labeled healthy or lean, are packed with sodium. It's used not only for flavor but also as a preservative to extend shelf life. A single frozen entree can contain between 700 to 1,500 milligrams of sodium, sometimes more than an entire day's limit for someone with hypertension. Let's take a common example, a frozen lasagna or meatloaf dinner. It may seem reasonable in portion size, but combine it with a side of garlic bread or canned vegetables, and you've just consumed an entire day's worth of sodium in one meal. And that's without dessert or drinks. The real problem is that many seniors rely on these meals regularly, sometimes daily, because of mobility or cooking limitations. That consistent sodium load keeps blood pressure elevated over time, even if medications are being taken. Another hidden risk is that frozen meals often contain trans fats and low-quality oils, which may increase inflammation and artery stiffness, further contributing to heart problems. So, what can you do instead? Look for frozen meals with low sodium certifications, ideally under 400 milligrams per serving. Better yet, prepare homemade meals in batches and freeze them in smaller portions. This allows you to control the salt, fat, and ingredients, while keeping the same convenience. You deserve meals that support your health, not work against it, especially when managing high blood pressure. Cheese is a beloved food across generations, creamy, flavorful, and versatile. It's found in sandwiches, salads, casseroles, and snacks. But for seniors managing high blood pressure, cheese can be a hidden source of both sodium and saturated fat. Just one slice of processed cheese can contain up to 300 to 400 milligrams of sodium. Hard cheeses like cheddar, Parmesan, and Gouda can reach even higher levels. Eat 2 or 3 servings in a day, and you've already consumed over half of your recommended sodium limit. But sodium isn't the only concern. Cheese is also rich in saturated fat, which may raise LDL cholesterol levels and contribute to the hardening of arteries, a condition known as atherosclerosis. For individuals with hypertension, This combination of high salt and unhealthy fat is particularly risky. What makes cheese especially tricky is how often it appears in small amounts throughout the day, on toast in the morning, in a sandwich at lunch, and in pasta or soup at dinner. It adds up quickly, often without us realizing. Some low-fat or reduced sodium cheeses do exist, but they can still be surprisingly salty and sometimes heavily processed. Vegan cheese alternatives may be lower in saturated fat, but many contain added starches and still include salt for flavor. The safest approach? Use cheese as a flavor enhancer, not a main ingredient. Choose naturally lower sodium varieties like fresh mozzarella or ricotta, and limit portions to a small sprinkle or slice. Pair cheese with high-potassium foods like tomatoes, spinach, or beans to help counterbalance its effects on blood pressure. With a few adjustments, you can still enjoy the taste of cheese without putting your heart at risk. A salad might seem like the ideal heart-healthy choice, and in many ways it is. But what you pour on top of that salad can quietly undo its benefits. Bottled salad dressings, especially creamy or flavored varieties, are often loaded with sodium, sugar, and unhealthy fats. Take a standard tablespoon of ranch or Caesar dressing. It may contain up to 300 milligrams of sodium, but most people use 2 or 3 times that amount, turning a low-sodium meal into a salty, artery-straining experience. Even vinaigrettes and light options can hide excess salt or added sugar to enhance taste. What's worse, many commercial dressings include preservatives like monosodium glutamate, MSG, and artificial flavorings that can trigger headaches or other symptoms in sensitive individuals. Some also contain hydrogenated oils, which may increase bad cholesterol and decrease good cholesterol, raising cardiovascular risk even further. This is especially important for seniors who may think they're eating clean, but end up unknowingly raising their blood pressure every day. What can be done? Make your own dressing at home using olive oil, lemon juice, vinegar, and herbs. Not only is it simple and cost-effective, but you also control exactly what goes into your body. No hidden sodium. No preservatives. Just real ingredients with real benefits. Instant noodles are popular for a reason. They're cheap, fast, and comforting. But they are one of the worst offenders when it comes to sodium and unhealthy fats, especially for seniors managing high blood pressure. A single pack of instant noodles can contain up to 1,800 milligrams of sodium. That's more than the entire daily recommended limit. Most of this sodium comes from the flavoring packet, which is packed with salt, monosodium glutamate, MSG, and chemical preservatives. Beyond salt, instant noodles are often deep-fried before packaging. This adds trans fats, which may increase LDL, bad cholesterol, and lower HDL, good cholesterol, contributing to arterial damage and long-term heart problems. What makes things worse is how deceptively small a serving seems. Many brands list half a package as one serving, so if you eat the whole thing, and most people do, you're doubling the numbers on the label. For seniors, this food poses multiple threats: sodium overload, bad fats, and a lack of real nutrients. There's little fiber, no fresh vegetables, and minimal protein. It fills your stomach, but not your body's needs. A better option? If you enjoy noodles, try whole grain or rice noodles with a homemade broth. Add fresh vegetables, a boiled egg, and low-sodium seasoning. You'll still enjoy the warmth and texture, but with far fewer health risks. Convenience should never come at the cost of your heart health. Managing high blood pressure after 60 doesn't mean giving up everything you love. It means making smarter, more informed choices. Here are a few gentle, practical tips for navigating meals safely. Cook at home more often. Even simple home-cooked meals are often far lower in sodium than store-bought or packaged foods. Use fresh herbs, garlic, onion, lemon juice, and spices to add flavor without relying on salt. Read labels carefully. Look at the sodium per serving and the number of servings per package. Many products appear healthy but hide high salt in small print. A general rule: aim for no more than 140 milligrams per serving to be considered low sodium. Use salt alternatives wisely. Salt substitutes like potassium chloride may help, but talk to your doctor first, especially if you have kidney issues. Natural flavor enhancers like vinegar, pepper, basil, or rosemary can be powerful and safe alternatives. Stay hydrated. Drinking enough water helps your body flush out excess sodium and maintain proper circulation. It also supports kidney health, which is essential when managing blood pressure. Limit processed foods. The more a food is processed, the more likely it is to contain excess sodium, unhealthy fats, and hidden additives. Stick to whole foods when possible: vegetables, fruits, legumes, lean proteins, and whole grains. Remember, small, consistent changes make a big difference. You don't need a perfect diet, you just need progress. High blood pressure doesn't develop overnight, and it won't improve overnight either. But every choice you make matters. By staying informed and avoiding these common food traps, you're already taking a powerful step toward better heart health. Do you recognize any of these foods in your own kitchen? Or were you surprised by any of them? Let us know in the comments. We'd love to hear your experience. And if you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, share it with someone who might need it, and subscribe for more senior health tips every week. Your heart and your loved ones will thank you.